Welcome back to Brands Hatch at round 5 of the Bennetts Superbike Championship after Bandero Café shootout qualifying. Back on the front row for Hager PBM Ducati, it's Scott Reddin. Scott, second appearance in BSB this year and you're first on the front row. Talk us through it and how you've been adapting this weekend, please.
Yeah, it's been quite nice to have some dry-ish track time, and then qualifying got a bit spicy, but I wasn't sure if to go with like a used tire and then change tire, like because the tire allocation is quite different here. And I need a bit of time to get up to speed. Like these boys, they got it dialed first lap. It takes me 8 laps to get going. So I opted for the new tire. Felt pretty good. I saw P2 on the pit board. And I thought, well, I'll kind of run with that. And then was the red flag. And then my crew chief Ryan said to me, the only one probably could get you is Kyle. And I went out, Kyle was in front of me. I thought, well, we'll try. And I had a little bit of a gap to him, and then down into the Hawthorns, I got sucked in on the brakes, and I saw loads of traffic. I thought, nah, P2's mine. I came in, he was second, I was third. So it's good to be back. Good to be back on the front row. Gives you a bit of a chance to get stuck in for a race podium.
And looking ahead to the race this afternoon, how do you feel about that? You've had a weekend here that's been more consistent in terms of conditions, although temperature's different from yesterday compared to what we had at Knock Hill. How much do you think that's helped you as well?
Yeah, having just knowing that I've got track time help. Like I could go out and be like, right, I can do 10 laps, do this, do that. Whereas at Knockhill, it was like 10 minutes of free practice straight into qualifying. I didn't even know what was going on at that point. So I feel like I've built into this weekend nice. I've got faster every time, improving on used tires as well. Me on the bike controlling the throttle has been the biggest thing we know at Knockhill. And here, when I relax, it's not so bad, but it still does catch me out a few times. But this is the learning process I have to go through. And if I'm honest, it's harder for me now coming back to BSB from World than when I came in 2019, because I know what, say, a superbike can be pushed to. But on these circuits, it's complete different riding style. So hopefully in the race, I can learn something from the two Yamahas, because the only time I followed someone was Kyle then in the quali for half a lap. And I feel a little bit lost out the back. So hopefully I can find some time there. Cheers.
Starting second on the grid for Nitrous Competitions, OMG Racing Yamaha, it's Kyle Ride. Kyle, great to see you back on the front row. Small crash yesterday, so it must feel good to have bounced back and to have been up there. Scott obviously said he had you on his sights for the front row. Talk us through it, please.
Yeah, just said to Brad a minute ago, kind of had a really good FP1 and kind of peaked from there, really. Done 20 or 30 laps since then and not really got any faster. Tried to ride a bit harder and then got a little bit slower. So took a bit of figuring out, but this morning was a clear path. Just didn't really ride the bike properly. And then in qualifying, figured it out. I was on the wrong end of the 25 flat. Luckily, we had a minute and 40 to get back out and do another lap. Did a few green sectors apparently. Obviously, the bike's a lot better because I'm half a second quicker than yesterday when I said I was riding good. So, yeah, I mean, I had a bit under pressure there. I was fifth when I went back out. I thought if I just managed to get a front row, I'd be happy. So when I seen the guys in the park fair, I didn't care what position it was. I was just happy. So, yeah, second's just a bonus.
And looking forward to the race this afternoon, it's been different today in terms of it was very hot yesterday, cooler today, long race this afternoon. How do you feel about over race distance?
Yeah, I think there's no issues with doing 20 pretty fast laps. I think the tyre's going to hold up quite good, always does at Brands, even when the track's really cold or the ambient temperature's cold, the tyres always work. So, yeah, I've probably jinxed it there. It might have been knackered after 10 laps, but I think, yeah, yesterday on old tyres, I was quite fast. It was just the one lap speed that was hindering us a little bit, but managed to qualify on the front row. So we've ticked that box, and yeah, just looking forward to the race later on. Hopefully, we can give Brad a shot.
Thank you, Carl, and
Sam.
congratulations on the front row. And back on the Omologato pole position for Raceways Yamaha is Bradley Ray. Brad showed impressive pace, completely under the lap record. How hard did you have to push for that time? And have you felt today you've built on what you were talking about yesterday, where you said there were a few areas you still needed to work on?
Yeah, this morning was really important. It was only a 10-minute session, but the boys made a good step with the bike overnight. And straight away this morning on used tyres, like quite used tyres, I felt a lot better on the bike. Straight into qualifying, the first lap was almost like a banker lap, and I thought it might not be enough for pole position. So bit the screen on the third lap and managed to do my fastest time round Brands. Never really had a lot of success here in the past with podiums and front rows, but hopefully this weekend we can change that and have a good race this afternoon.
And Kyle was obviously saying how he'd been targeting you. Looking ahead to this afternoon with how qualifying's gone, do you expect it to be as you predicted yesterday, or do you see a bit of a change in the outcome today?
Yeah, it's going to be the front row is going to be the race. Kyle's going to be strong for sure, especially at the end of the race. I think Scott will be there, and I'm sure Rory will be there at the end of the race as well. So just got to do my own race. I got good pace. I got good pace on used tyres, and we're able to extract the maximum out of the tyre in qualifying as well. So I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling happy. Starting front row is always important, and we'll give it our all in the race.
Thank you and congratulations,
Cheers.
Brad.